Endometriosis isn't just a reproductive issue, it's a full body inflammatory disease. Hi, my name is Tirza, and I've been living with endo for most of my life, and today I just want to share my journey and my experiences with endometriosis while I get ready. My first period actually started the day of Hurricane Katrina, and from then on, my periods were more than just cramps. They were a disaster. I missed a lot of school. I was screaming and crying. I would feel sick. It was just horrible. I was also put on birth control early on just to manage my symptoms, but no one really figured out the root of the problem. I was always told that I was too young or it's just normal, and I'm pretty sure everybody has heard this too. I've heard it all. I've been told so many things. Doctors dismissed me. I was told to get over it. I was even told things like, there's nothing else we can do for you. And hearing those words was just so heartbreaking. I felt so stuck. I was emotional. I had multiple breakdowns. It was scary to be told that there's nothing else that they can do for me. Meanwhile, I was having digestion issues. I was having a lot of pain, struggling to eat. And then on top of that, I was malnourished because I wasn't getting enough nutrition. And then my weight would basically fluctuate. It would go from 72 pounds to like 82 pounds to 84. It was insane. I was just so exhausted. In my 20s, things began to get progressively worse. And I'm not talking about just digestive issues. I'm talking about frequent UTIs, like 1 or 2 times a month, and nothing working. Like, no amount of supplements that I did, no amount of water, cranberry juice, all the rules to prevent a UTI worked. Not only that, but I was also told I had IC. I was dealing with bladder pain, bladder inflammation. Antibiotics were constant and wrecked my gut. Eventually, a kidney infection led to sepsis and a hospital stay. After that, my life just was never the same. I felt incredibly isolated, like doctors acting like I was exaggerating or it was all in my head. My mental health essentially just fell apart. I had a time where I felt like I just couldn't keep going, and that's not easy to say, but it's real. And if you're someone who feels like that, please check out the resources below. In September 2024, I had an excision surgery. It was then that I found out that I actually have stage 3 endometriosis, and it was along my bladder, uterus, and other areas. It was after that, when my symptoms had improved, I was able to eat again, and it felt like forever. I have never been able to eat without feeling full quickly or even having pain, so it was amazing. I was super ecstatic about that. Not only that, but my bladder symptoms started to improve, which was just another thing that made me so happy to just be symptom-free for a while. The crazy part is, I even redid my gastric emptying test, and it turned out that my stomach emptying was normal, and I didn't even have gastroparesis. I was actually supposed to do surgery for my gastroparesis, but if it weren't for the surgeon that checked the gastric emptying test again, can you imagine if I went along with that surgery and it would have been for nothing because I really didn't need it? That would have been huge. And then I may have never even known that it was endometriosis all along that was actually causing these problems. After figuring all of this out and putting pieces together, after getting my diagnosis and figuring everything out, it just felt like pieces of my life were just coming back together. Although I was really sad and disappointed with the diagnosis because there is no cure, I was also happy at the same time because I finally got answers and I wasn't so scared anymore with the thought of what's wrong with me, what is going on, what's happening to my body, because it was so scary. But the fact that I got answers meant everything to me, and I knew that whole reason was the entire root issue of all my other issues. But don't get me wrong, surgery didn't fix everything. I still suffer. I need another surgery. Endometriosis stole years of my life that I'm never going to get back. It's not always taken seriously, and it's also not really treated as a disabling disease that it can be. There's also a lot of misinformation about endometriosis, and there's not a lot of research with it. There's not a lot of funding to do research for it either. We also don't have a lot of endometriosis specialists. we have to sometimes travel out of our hometowns just to find an endometriosis specialist to basically get better care. It shouldn't have to be like that. I know I say this 1,000 times, but I'm gonna say it again. Why is it that we have so many specialists for everything else, such as, like, if you have cancer, you see an oncologist. If you have asthma, you see a pulmonologist. So why can't we have specialists for endometriosis, which is much needed because it spreads to everywhere. It basically spreads to any organ, whether it be your kidneys, your heart, your bladder. It can just go everywhere. It can wreck and essentially just do so much damage to the body. It can essentially do a lot of damage. Some people even lost organs due to endometriosis. So why isn't endometriosis being treated like any other condition? Like, why aren't we seen with specialists? It can take many, many years for women to get a diagnosis, and it shouldn't have to take that long. And also, I'm not doing this video for pity. I want to share my story because there's so many people out there that feel so lost and unheard. And if you're struggling, just know that you're not crazy. You need answers and better care. If this video pushes even one person to get a second opinion or find a better specialist, then it's definitely worth it. Especially if it's going to spread awareness with endometriosis and how severe it can be and how much it can take a toll on someone's body, not only just physically, but also mentally as well. Then I did my part, and I think doing this video is definitely worth it. Follow for more endo awareness and check the description box for resources. Thanks for listening while I got ready, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below.